I'm your Ford. Welcome to another video. Today we're gonna make a revision on Unit 1 from the main book, page 47. So let's start with the first question, which is choose. Number A, we have 7 and 3/5, and we want to change it into a decimal. So we have 7 and 3/5. To change from a fraction number into a decimal number, you must have a denominator with 10 or 100 or 1000. So we didn't have here a denominator with 10 or 100 or 1000, so we're gonna search for the friends. As you remember, the friends are 2 and 5 because they give me 10, and 25 and 4 because they give me 100, and 125 and 8 because they give me 1000. Here we have a denominator 5, and the 5 its friend is 2, so we're gonna multiply by 2 up and down. The new fraction will be 7, and 3 by 2 equals 6. 2 by 5 equal 10. Now we can write this mixed number as a fraction as the following. We're gonna put the number 6. Then we put the decimal point after one digit. We're gonna count one digit, then put a decimal point, and there is 7 waiting for us. We're gonna put 7. So the answer is 7.6. I'm gonna choose 7.6. Question number B. We have 23 divided by 2 or over 2, and we want to change it into a decimal. The same steps. We're gonna write 23 over 2. To change this number into a decimal, we search for a denominator 10 or 100 or 1000. We didn't have, but we have the number 2 in denominator, so multiplied by its friend 5 up and down. The new fraction will be 2 by 5 equals 10, and 3 by 5 is 15. We put 5, carry up 1. 5 by 2 is 10, and we have 1, so it will be 11. Then we can write it now as a decimal number by putting the numerator as it is, 115. Then counting according to the number of zeros, we have only 1 0, so we're gonna count only one digit. Here is one digit, then we put the point, then the answer is 11.5. I'm gonna choose 11.5. Question number C, 9 over 4, and we want also to change it into a decimal. The same steps. We have 9 over 4. What's the friend of 4? The friend of 4 is 25. We multiply it up and down by 25. So 4 and 25, they give me 100. Then 9 by 5 is 45. Put 5 and carry up 4. 9 by 2 is 18. After 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. We're gonna put 22. Now we can write this fraction as a decimal by putting the numerator 225. Then counting according to the number of zeros. We have 2 zeros. We're gonna pass 2 digits. Here is 1, 2. Then we're gonna put the point. So the answer is 2.25. I'm gonna choose 2.25. The next question, we have 3 over 10. And if we want to change it to a decimal, it will be 0.3 because I will put 3. Then I'm gonna pass one digit. Here is one digit. I'm gonna put a point. There is nothing here, so it's a 0.3. I didn't find 0.3 in the answer, so I will search for another value to 3 over 1000 over 10. And 3 over 10 can be 300 over 1000 because we can cancel these 2 zeros with these 2 zeros, so it becomes 3 over 10. So our answer is 300 over 1000. Or by multiplying here by 100 and down by the same number 100, 3 by 100 is 300, and 10 by 100 is 1000. The next question, number E, we have 7 and 9 over 100, and we want to change it to a decimal. I'm gonna put 9. Then I'm gonna count 2 digits because we have 2 zeros. Here is 1, 2, then put a point. This an empty digit, fill it with 0. 7 waiting for us, so we're gonna put 7. So the answer is 7.09. I'm gonna choose this answer. The next question, we have 64 over 80, and we want to change it into a decimal. We have 64 over 80. To change this number into a decimal, we can solve it by 2 ways, even by multiplying the 8 by its friend 125 up and down, or we can solve it by making this denominator 10 or 100 or 1000, both of these numbers can be divided by 8. Because when I divide 80 by 8, it will give me 10, and 64 divided by 8 is 8. Then I can write it as a decimal like 0.8. This is the easy way. Let's make it by the hard way, by multiplying it by its friend. 8 and 125, they give me 1000. And we have an extra 0, so I'm gonna put another 0. Then we want to multiply 64 by 125. I'm gonna make it down here. The biggest number is 125. It will be multiplied by 64. We multiply the unit digit first. 4 by 5 is 20. We'll put 0 and carry up 2. 4 by 2 is 8. After 8 is 10. 0 carry up 1. 4 by 1 is 4, and we have 1, so it's 5. We finished the number 4. We cancel the carry and put a 0 in the unit digit to multiply the 10th digit, which is 6. 6 by 5 is 30. I'm gonna put 0 and carry up 3. 6 by 2 is 12, and we have 3, so it will be 15. 5 and carry up 1. 6 by 1 is 6, and we have 1, which is 7. Now we're gonna add the two values. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 and 5 is 10. We put 0 and carry up 1. 1 and 7 is 8. So the numerator will be 8,000. I'm gonna put up 8,000. You can cancel the zeros with each other. We cancel 3 zeros with 3 zeros, as we can divide it by 1000 because we cancel 3 zeros. So the answer will be 8 over 10. Then I'm gonna write it like the last one. It will be 0.8. So I'm gonna choose here 0.8. The next question, we have 35.40, and we want to change it into a fraction. We can write it as a fraction by putting the fraction bar, and by ignoring the decimal point, the number will be 3,540. And let's count how many decimal places. Here is 1, 2, so the denominator will be 100. We can cancel 0 up with 0 down, or by dividing it by 10. This means I cancel 0 with 0, so the answer will be 354 over 10. So the correct answer will be 354 over 10. The last one, we're gonna do it by the same way. I want to change this into a fraction. I'm gonna put the fraction bar. Then I'm gonna ignore the decimal point, so the number will be 27,435. And we have how many decimal places? 2 decimal places, so it will be over 100, because 2 decimal places represent 2 zeros. So the correct answer is 27,435 over 100. Let's move to another question. Question number 2. Represent each of the following on the number line. We want to represent these decimal numbers on the number line, and we can do it like so. We have the number line contains the number 7, 8, 9, 10, and if you noticed that the distance from 7 up to 8 is divided into 10 parts, and also the distance from 8 to 9 and from 9 to 10, each one is divided into 10 parts. So each part represents a part of a decimal, or you can say this is 7, this is 7.1, 7.2, 7.3, 7.4, 7.5, 7.6, 7.7, 7.8, 7.9, then it comes 8. So to represent 7.2, here is 7, then I'm gonna go 2 parts or 2 steps. So this is 7.1, 7.2, so 7.2 will be in this part. I'm gonna put here 7.2. The number 8.7, so I'm gonna starting from 8, then I go 7 steps. So I'm gonna start from 8 and I will go 7 steps. Here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 8.7 will be here. We have 9.4. So starting from 9 and going 4 steps forward, 1, 2, 3, 4, here is 9.4, and the last one is 9.9, so I'm starting from 9, then I'm going 9 steps, here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, here is 9.9. Or this is closer to 10, so if you go back 1 step, it will be 9.9. Next question number 2b. We want to write the value of the underlined digits. So writing the value means writing a number, but writing the place value means it's writing a letters. To write the value of the digit 3, we're gonna replace all the other digits with zeros. So it will be 0, 0, point, 0, and 3, then 0. You can cancel the extra zeros before the decimal point and after the decimal point. But the zeros in the middle, you can't cancel it. So the value of 3, this 3 is in the hundredths digit, so I'm gonna put this 3 in the hundredths digit. If he asks me to write the place value, here is the tenth, hundredth, thousandths. This 3 is in the hundredth or in the second decimal place, so you're gonna write this digit, its place value is in the hundredths, and its value is to put the same number in the hundredths and all the other digits is 0. Question number B. This 9, its place value is in the 10th or the first decimal place, so we're gonna put 0.9. I put 9 in the first decimal place. Now number C. The 3 is in the thousandth, in the third decimal place, so I'm gonna preserve its place and putting all the other numbers with zeros except the digit, the underlined digit, which is 3. So here is 3 in the third decimal place. We have 9, this 9 is in the unit digit, we will replace all the other digits with zeros, so it's gonna be 0, 9.00. All the zeros after the decimal point can be cancelled, and before the number can be cancelled, so this equal 9, so we write 9 in the unit digit. We have 3, this 3 is in the 10th digit, I'm gonna put 3 and replace all the other numbers with zeros, so here is another 3 zeros. We can cancel the zeros after the decimal point, but we can't cancel the 0 before it, the decimal point, so this number will be 30. I will reserve the place of 3 in the 10 digit, so it will be 30. Question number 3. He says complete. We have 812 and 297 thousandths, and we want to transform this number into a sum of numbers. So he takes 812 and it is added to 0 point. What is the first decimal number? The first decimal number is 2. I'm gonna put here 2. Then the second decimal number is 9, so I'm gonna put 9. Then the third decimal number is 7, so I'm gonna put 0, 0, 7. This question, he asks me like to write the value of each digit by adding them. So I'm writing the value of 2 in the 10th, then the value of 9 in the hundredths, then the value of 7 in the thousandths. The last question number 3b. We want to add and subtract these decimal numbers. I'm gonna do it down there, as we said before. This is a decimal number, so we're gonna put a point, under it another point, then take a line and another point. The first number is 7 and 98 hundredths. We will add to 12 and 237 thousandths. If you have an empty digit, you will fill it with 0. So here is an empty one with 0 and another one, I fill it with 0. Then we're gonna add 0 plus 7 equals 7. 8 plus 3 is 11, we put 1 and carry up 1. 1 and 9, 10. After 10, it's 12, 2 and carry up 1. 8 plus 2 is 10, 0 and carry up 1. 1 and 1 is 2, so our answer will be 20.270. Question number B, we will subtract by putting a point, under it another point, then take a line and another point. You have 24 and 0.13. We subtract 4 and 97. Mth digit will be filled with zeros. Here is 0, here is another 0. Let's subtract. 3 minus 0 is 3. And 1 minus 7 can't be. If you pour from 0, you can't. Then we pour from 4. This will become 3. This will become 9. And this will become 11. 11 minus 7 is 4. And 9 minus 9 is 0. 3 minus 4 can't be. We borrow from 2. It will become 1. And this will be 13. 13 minus 4 is 9. 1 minus 0 is 1. Our answer is 19 and 43 thousandths. Next question. Question number 4. Hussam has 425 piastres and his sister Hind has 975 piastres. Find the difference between what they have in pounds. So first I'm gonna find the difference, and the difference means subtraction. Then I'm gonna change these piastres into pounds. So let's make the difference between what Hind have and what Hussam have. First, the biggest number of the two numbers is 975. We're gonna subtract it from 425. 5 minus 5, we subtract. 5 minus 5 is 0, 7 minus 2 is 5, and 9 minus 4 is 5. So the answer is 550 piastres. To change from piastre into pound, as you remember, from LE into BT, you multiply by 100, and the inverse from BT to LE you divide by 100. We have the number in piastres and we want to change it into pounds, so we have 550 piastres and we want to know what its amount in pound, so we have to divide by 100 because I'm going from piastres to LE. Dividing by 100 means to move a decimal point 2 places. Here is 1, 2, I'm gonna put a point, so the answer is 5.50, and you can cancel this 0 after the decimal point, so the answer is 5.5. Now we will solve the rest of the unit test in page 48. Complete the following table. We have some numbers here and we want to approximate this number to the nearest hundredths and tenths and unit and tenths. So first, if I'm approximating to the nearest hundredths, the 100 digit is the 5. So the following digit is 6, and 6 is a strong number. It will increase this 5 to be 6, and all the following digits will turn it into zeros. So the answer will be 600. Because I cancelled the zeros after the decimal point. 2. Approximate it to the nearest 10. The 10 digit is 6 and the following digit is 7. So this 7 is a strong number. It will increase the 6 by 1, so 6 will be 7. And before 6 we have the number 5. Then all the following digits will turn it into zeros, so this 7 will be turned into 0. And then 0.000 I can cancel them, so the answer is 570. To approximate it to the nearest unit, here is the unit digit, it's 7, and the following digit is 4. 4 is a weak number, so 7 will still as it is, and before 7 we have 6 and 5. Then the following digits will turn it into 0, we can cancel them because they are after the decimal point. To approximate it to the nearest tenths, the tenths is the first decimal place, which is 4, and the following number is 3. 3 is a weak number, it will not gonna increase 4, so 4 will still 4. Then we have point and 567. Let me solve another one. To approximate this number to the nearest 100, the 100 digit here is the number 4, so we have 2. This 4 will not gonna be increased because the following digit is 4, which is a small number, so it will still 4, and the following digit will turn it into zeros, so we have 2 zeros and 0.000, we can cancel them. To approximate to the nearest 10, the 10 digit here is 4, and the following digit after 4 is 7. 7 is a strong number, it will increase this 4 to be 5, and we have before it 4 and 2, and the 7 which helped us will turn it into 0, and the following digits also turn it into 0, and we can cancel them. To approximate to the nearest unit, the unit digit here is 7, and the following digit is 6. So 6 is a strong, it will increase 7 to be 8. Then we have 4, 4, 2. And the following digits will turn it into 0, so we have 0.000, we cancel them. To the nearest tenth, the 10th digit here is the 6. So 6 will not gonna be increased because the following digit is 1, which is small, so 6 will still as it is. Then we have the previous one, 2447. The next question: what is the number which, when approximated to the nearest unit, it will be 707? So we want to approximate this number to the nearest unit to be 707. We can say 707.1. If you approximate the unit digit, 1 will not increase the 7 because it's a small number, so 7 will still as it is, and the following digit turn it to zeros, so we cancel the 0 after the decimal point. Now you can approximate it to the nearest 100, 10, and 10th. To approximate it to the nearest 100, the 100 digit is 7, and the following digit is 0, so 7 will still as it is, and the following digit turn it to zeros, so it's approximately equals 700. To approximate it to the nearest 10, the 10 digit here is 0, and the following digit is 7. 7 will increase this 0 to be 1, so the answer will be 710. To approximate to the nearest tenths, the 10th digit here is 1, and the following digit is 0, so 1 will not gonna be increased, so the answer is 707.1. There is a mistake here in the last question, because this is not a decimal point, this is just a bar, so this number is called 99,999. And what is the number if approximated? It will give me 99,999. We can say it's 99,999.0. So when you approximate to the nearest tenth, the 10th digit here is 0, and 0 will not gonna be increased, so the answer will be like this. Let's approximate to the nearest 100. The 100 digit here is 9, and when you approximate this 9, it will be increased because the following digit is a greatest number, which is 9, so this 9 will turn it into 10. I'm gonna put 0, carry up 1, I'm gonna put 0, carry up 1, so it will be 100,000. The next one, to approximate it to the nearest 10, it's the same like the nearest 100. This 9 will be increased, so the answer will be also 100,000. To the nearest unit, the unit digit is 9, and the following digit is 0, and 0 will not increase the 9, so the number becomes 99,999. Next question, question number 6. Join each number from A to its approximated value in B, then to the degree of approximation in C. So I will join each number to its approximated value and choose from C what is the digit I should approximate to. The first number is 76 and 541, and the closest one to this number is 77,000, not 78, because if 76 is approximated to the nearest 1000, this 6 will increase because we have 5, and it will become 77,000. So I'm gonna join these two answers together and we approximate it to the nearest 1000. So to the nearest 1000 with this one. 89, the closest answer to 89 is also 89. But the 4 is still 4 because 2 is a small number, it will not increase this 4. So I approximate to the first decimal place, which is the 10th, so I'm gonna choose the 10th. The last two ones, we have 256. The nearest one is 7,000 or 257. Of course, it's 257. And if you noticed, 200 is like 200, 50, 50, and the digit 6 is increased to be 7. So we approximate to the nearest unit or to the nearest whole. So I'm gonna choose approximate to the nearest whole. The last two one will be joined together. And the digit which is changed is this 0 because it becomes 1. So we approximate to the nearest 10th. I'm gonna choose 10th. The next question: if the distance between two cities is 4,625 meters, approximate this distance to the nearest kilometer. So we're gonna approximate this amount of meters to be in kilometers. First, I have to make 4,625 meters. I want to make it them in kilometers. And to change from meter to kilometer, you will divide by 1000. Division by 1000 means to move a decimal point 3 places. Here is 1, 2, 3. We're gonna put a point, so the answer is 4.625. We just now changed this value from meter into kilometer. Then, if we want to approximate it to the nearest kilometer, this means to approximate it to the nearest unit. And the unit digit here is 4, and the following digit is 6. 6 is the greatest number, so it will increase this 4 to be 5. And all the following digit will be zeros. After the decimal point we can cancel it, so this number will approximately equal 5 kilometers. Question number 8. Notice the following table which represents the time spent by primary 4 pupil in the daily activity, then answer. So the primary 4 student spend 125 minutes in studying and 45 minutes in playing and 30 minutes in watching TV. Let's answer the questions. What is the time is placed by the pupil in studying approximated to the nearest hour? So the time of studying is 125. But this 125 is in minute, and we want to change it first into hour, then approximate to the nearest hour. To change from minute into hour, the hour contains 60 minutes. To change 125 minutes into hours, so the hour contains 60 minutes, so we have to divide 125 by 60. I'm gonna do a long division. Here is 125, and we will divide it by 60. Let's make the table. Here is up and down. Here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 60 by 1 is 60. 6 by 2 is 12. And we have 0, so it's 120. 6 by 3 is 18. And we have 0, so it's 180. 6 by 4 is 24. And we have 0, so it's 240. 6 by 5 is 30, and we have 0, so it's 300. So the closest answer here to 125 is 120. So I'm gonna put 2 up and 120 down, then subtract. 5 minus 0 is 5, 2 minus 2 0, 1 minus 1 0, so we have a remainder which is 5 minutes. So the answer will be, we have 2 hours and 5 minutes. We have here 2 hours and 5 minutes. So to approximate these numbers to the nearest hour, can I consider this 5 minutes to be an hour which contains 60 minutes? Of course not, because this 5 minutes is very small to be an hour. So this will be approximately equal 2 hours. So the student will approximately spending 2 hours in studying. Question number B. What is the time is placed by the pupil in the 3 activities approximated to the nearest hour? So we have to add the 3 activities, the time of the 3 activities together, then approximate it to the nearest hour. We will add 125 plus 45 in playing plus 30 in watching TV. 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 0, so it will be 10, 0 carry up 1. Here is 3, 3 and 4 is 7, 7 and 3 is 10, 0 and carry up 1, 1 and 1 is 2. So the total time will be 200 minutes, and we want to change it into hour. Like the previous one, I'm gonna do a long division. We have 200, and outside we divide it by 60. So we're gonna divide 200 by 60. 60 by 1 is 60, 60 by 2 is 120, 6 by 3 is 180, and 6 by 4 is 240. The closest answer till 200 will be 180. So I'm gonna put 180 down and 3 up and subtract. So 0 minus 0 is 0, and 0 minus 8 can't be, this will be 1, this will be 10, 10 minus 8 is 2, and 1 minus 1 is 0. So we have a remainder here, which is 20 minutes. This is the remainder, 20 minutes, and the result is 3 hours. So the 200 minute equals 3 hours, and this 20 minutes is considered as third of an hour. So this will be 3 hours and third. Okay, or you can write it like 3 hours and 20 minutes. So let's approximate to the nearest hour. We already have 3 hours, but the question is, does 20 minutes can be considered as an hour, as a 60 minute? Is 20 close to 60? Of course not, because 20 is too small to be 60. You still want 40 minutes. But if it was a 50 minute, we can say yes, it will be an hour. If it was 40 minutes, we say yes, it can be an hour. It's approximately equal an hour. But 20 minutes is too small to be 60 to be an hour. So the approximation of 3 hours and 20 minutes will be 3 hours. Our video today is finished. I want you to solve this quiz by your own. Thank you, and see you on another video.